Hello all, welcome to the Bookmark. Bookmark is a series of classes that helps you to add on your preparations for various competitive examinations. Today I am here with a very interesting topic and it is about the wetlands. India designates 10 more Ramsar sites of international importance, giving to a total of 64 Ramsar sites in India. What are wetlands? The wetlands are the areas where water covers the soil or water is present either at or near the surface of the soil, either all the year round or it occasionally happens. As a whole, we can say that the wetlands are the areas of the land that are saturated with water. Coming more deep into it, India adds 10 more wetlands designated as Ramsar sites to make a total of 64. In total, it covers an area of 12,50,361 hectares in the country, and the new sites included are 6 from Tamil Nadu and one each from Goa, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Karnataka. Why these are designated? These are designated in order to help in the conservation and management of wetlands and also its wise use of its resources. We know that the forests are considered as the heart of the country. Like so, these wetlands are considered as kidneys. Why these are considered as kidneys? Because it plays a very important role for its purification and also harbors a wide biodiversity, etc. The Tamil Nadu becomes comes in top positions and it shares it among the Uttar Pradesh to be in the first position. Then going too deep into the 6 new sites of Tamil Nadu. The first one, you can see that in the figure, and it is about the Kootangulam Bird Sanctuary. This Kootangulam Bird Sanctuary, the importance is it is a man-made wetland in which district? It is in the Tirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu and it covers an area of 1.2933 kilometers squared and these are declared as a sanctuary in 1994. And the main importance is that it is the largest reserve for breeding for resident as well as the migratory water birds in South India. Then, the near threatened and uncommon birds, oriental darter, are seen in the maximum numbers from which all bird sanctuaries? Kootangulam, Vedathangal and Vadavur bird sanctuaries. About 20 individuals of common pochard have been recorded in the satellite wetland of Kootangulam bird sanctuary. And this bird sanctuary along with its satellite wetlands attracts 2000 bar-headed goose, which is the highest recorded in the census, and also attracts more than 2000 greater flamingos everywhere. And the uncommon comb duck are also found here. Among all the districts, the Tirunelveli district was recorded with the highest population of water birds, and it exceeds more than 33,000 of 41 water bird species. And we can see spot-billed pelican, Eurasian spoonbill, oriental darter, etc. here. Coming to the second one, and it is the Gulf of Mannar Marine Biosphere Reserve. It is in the Thoothukudi and Ramanathapuram. It is separated from the Park Strait by Adams Bridge. We can see in that image, it is separated from the Park Strait by the Adams Bridge. It is an inlet of the Indian Ocean and it is between the southeastern India and the western Sri Lanka. And it is located on the southeastern coastline in the Indian Ocean and this is established in the year 1986. It has a very vast range of biodiversity species like dugong, whale shark, seahorse, Balanoglossus, sacred chunks, hawksbill, turtle, etc. It covers an area of 623 hectares. It consists of a group of 21 islands. The Gulf of Mannar is endowed with the 3 distinct coastal ecosystems. That means it consists of coral reefs along with the seagrass bed and also the mangroves. It is known for its unique biological wealth and it is one of India's biodiversity hotspots. And there are so many plant as well as animal species are found here and also this mangrove species are also found here And by considering the all, that is algal community, seagrass, coral reefs, marshes, mangroves, etc., the beauty and richness of the reefs is considered to be called as the underwater tropical rainforest. And so the Gulf of Mannar is otherwise known as the underwater tropical rainforest. Coming to the third one, and it is about the Vembanur wetland complex. The 430 hectare in area, it is Vembanur wetland. It is one of the major wetland at the southernmost tip of peninsular India. The fourth one is Uday Marthandapuram Bird Sanctuary. Among over 9,000 birds have arrived at the sanctuary. White ibis birds are here in large numbers. Then it is protected in Tiruvarur districts of Tamil Nadu. The purple moorhen and open-bill storks can be seen here. And the fifth one is the Veda Thingal Bird Sanctuary. The Veda Thingal is the oldest water bird sanctuary in the country. And in Tamil language, it means the hamlet of the hunter. And these are established in the year 1936. It is in the Chengalpet district. The bird nest on the branches of the submerged trees. The storks, egrets, cormorants can be seen here. Then coming to the sixth of Tamil Nadu, it is the Vellode Bird Sanctuary. It is at a large lake surrounded with semi-dark bushes near Vellode. It is 0.77 km squared sanctuary. It is a home to many foreign birds and spreads over an area. And this site forms a part of the Central Asian Flyway. And some easily found bird species includes the cormorants, teals, pintails, ducks, pelicans and darters. Going to the seventh one, it is the Sirpur Lake of Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh, another lake that has found in its place of Ramsar site within the 10 days of the Shivpur Sakhya Sagar lake. That means after the Shivpur Sakhya Sagar, the Sirpur lake is included in the Ramsar site. It covers a total area of about 800 acres and that is about 3.6 square kilometers. The eighth one is the Ranganath Tittu Bird Sanctuary. It is Karnataka's first Ramsar site. It is located in the midstream of the Kaveri river and Ranganath Tittu is an integral part of the wetland, sovereign 40 acres in area and comprises of 6 islets on the banks of Kaveri river. It consists of 188 species of plants. It is very rich in its vast biodiversity. It is an important breeding site for almost 20 species of water birds and the site supports over 1% of the world's population of Asian open-bill, spot-billed pelican and black-headed ibis birds. The ninth one is the Satkosia Gorge. It is from the state Odisha. It covers an area of 988.30 km square. It is the third such wetland of international importance in the state. The first one, it was the Chilika Lagoon and now it is not in the Ramsar site. And the second one is the Bhitarkanika National Park. And the third, which was included in the series, is the Satkosia Gorge. It is a narrow stretch of river Mahanadi near Tikrapada and is located within the Satkosia Tiger Reserve. It covers an area of 795.59 square kilometers and it is notified by the state government in the year 1976. And this gorge is known for its rich and unique biodiversity, especially due to the presence of gharials, mugger and rare freshwater turtles and other few species. How beautiful it is. The 10th one is the Nanda Lake and it is Goa's first Ramsar sites. So the credit is the Nanda Lake of Goa. It covers an area of 42 hectares and it is one of Goa's largest wetland. The majority of the area is intermittent freshwater marshes and it lies adjacent to the Zuari River. Among the bird species of which the lake is habited and they are common kingfisher, white-tailed swallow, bronze-winged jacana and so many are found in this Ramsar site. Now going to the 5 new Ramsar sites which was designated on July 2022. They are the Pichavaram Mangrove, Sakhya Sagar, Pallikaranai Marsh, Pala Wetland and Karikilli Bird Sanctuary. The Tamil Nadu gets 3 wetlands in the Ramsar site. It is the Karikali Bird Sanctuary, Pallikaranai Marshland, Pichavaram Mangrove. First one is Karakili Bird Sanctuary. The sanctuary is spread over a buffer of 5 kilometers wide belt. It is home to so many bird species like grey heron, open-billed stork, spoonbill, white ibis, and night herons, graybees, grey pelican, etc. Next one, among the Karikili Bird Sanctuary, this Karikili Bird Sanctuary, it is in the Kanchipuram district. It spreads over an area of 61.21 hectares. It has Barringtonia and Acacia nilotica trees, which forms the main breeding ground of the migratory birds. The recent bird survey records nearly 5,000 birds. Next one is the Pichavaram mangrove, and the word mangrove, it is considered to be a combination of the words Portuguese word mango and the English word grove. So these mangroves are the salt tolerant plants of the tropical as well as the subtropical intertidal regions of the world. And the specific regions where these plants occurs are termed as mangrove ecosystems. Okay. And these mangroves in Tamil Nadu occurs where it occurs in the Kaveri Delta. It is one of the largest mangrove forests in the country, and it has an island of vast expanse of water covered with mangrove forest. The Pichavaram mangrove forest near Chidambaram is the world's second largest mangrove forest, and it is separated from the Bay of Bengal by a sandbar. The third one is the Pallikaranai marshland. These marshlands act as a bridge between the land and the sea. They are the secret reservoirs of water, and they act as a shock absorbers during floods, preventing disasters, etc. Pallikaranai marshland is the first urban wetland in the heart of the metropolitan city, and to be qualified to be in the Ramsar Convention list. Okay. The Pallikaranai marshland is one of the last remaining natural wetlands of Chennai, and today just over 690 hectares are under the control of the State Forest Department and managed by the Conservation Authority of Pallikaranai marshland. It is home to sandpipers, painted storks, greater flamingos, and 163 other local and migratory bird species. The next one is the Sakya Sagar Lake. The Sakya Sagar Lake is located in the Madhav National Park in Shivpuri district of Madhya Pradesh, and it has an abundant population of marsh crocodiles. It was added in the newly announced 5 Ramsar sites in July 26, 2022. It is Madhya Pradesh's second Ramsar site, and Bhopal's Bada Talab was the first to get the status of the Ramsar site. And the fifth one was the Pala wetland, of which state it is from Mizoram. The Pala wetland is located in the Siaha district of Mizoram, and the wetlands falls under the Fura forest range of the Mara autonomous district of the council region, and it spreads across 1850 hectares, and Pala is the largest natural wetland in the state of Mizoram. It also supports wide diverse flora and fauna, and it also hosts several globally threatened species like Samba deer, Asiatic black bear, and slow loris, hula gibbon, etc. The wetland provides refuge and breeding ground for IUCN bred listed critically endangered species, including yellow tortoise, Asian giant tortoise, black soft-shelled turtle, etc. And this falls under the Indo-Burma biodiversity hotspot, and it is very rich in its animal and plant biodiversity. It is a major component of the Pala Wildlife Sanctuary, etc. So, what are the aims of the Ramsar sites? The aim of the Ramsar site or the aim of the Ramsar list is to develop and maintain an international network of wetlands which are important for the conservation of global biological diversity and for sustaining human life. And the overall is for the sustaining human life, conservation of the global biological diversity, etc. Through how? through the maintenance of their ecosystem components, processes and benefits. India is aiming to getting a Ramsar site tag for 75 of its wetlands on the 75th year of independence according to the officials. And Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu consists of the highest number of Ramsar sites, and it is about 10. What are Ramsar sites? A Ramsar site is a wetland of international importance that comes under the Ramsar Convention, and it is also known as the Convention on the Wetlands, at an intergovernmental environmental treaty which was established by UNESCO in 1971. And so this statement is very important because the Ramsar Convention held in 1971 as an intergovernmental environmental treaty established by UNESCO. Here, water is a main factor controlling the environments for animal as well as the plant life, and these wetlands are protected under the strict guidelines of the Ramsar Conventions, and these for the conservation as well as the wise use of wetlands. And these are named after the city of Ramsar in Iran, where the convention was signed that year mainly for preserving the ecological characters. More than 170 countries are now party in the Ramsar Convention, and total of more than 2,400 Ramsar sites covering 2.5 million square kilometers are found. Ramsar recognition, it is the identification of the wetlands around the world which are of international importance, especially if they provide habitat to plant and the bird species. World's first Ramsar site it was in 1974 designated in Australia. It is Cobots Peninsula. And the largest wetland in India is the Sundarbans. The world's largest wetland is the Pantanal in South America. The smallest wetland is Renuka wetland in Himachal Pradesh. The largest mangrove regions in the world is Sundarbans. The smallest mangrove forest in India is found in Goa. The Ramsar Convention of Wetlands are discussed, and it globally forms 6.4% of the total geographical area, and India's Ramsar wetland spreads over 11,000 square kilometers. It is 10% of the total wetlands area across the country, across the 18 states. Bolivia have the maximum Ramsar area, and it is largest of the area. And the maximum Ramsar sites we can see in UK, it is 175. Mexico owns 142. The oldest Ramsar site of India is the Chilika Lake of Odisha and Keoladeo National Park of Rajasthan. The largest Ramsar site is Sundarbans, that is 4230 square kilometers. Let's go somewhat deeper, that is the sites containing the representatives rare or unique wetland types. That means they are following some criterias. Those lands which follows these criteria are considered to be in the wetland. And the first one is the criteria 1, if it contains a representative, rare or unique example of a natural or near natural wetland. And the criteria based on species and ecological communities, criteria 2, what it says? This says if it supports vulnerable, endangered or critically endangered species or threatened ecological communities. The criterion 3 says they supports a rare or unique wetland if it supports population of plant or animal species or important for maintaining the biological diversity of a particular biogeographical region. Next, the rare or unique wetland types, if it holds the criteria 4, if it supports plant or animal species at a critical stage in their life cycles or provide refuge during the adverse conditions. And the criteria 5, it is based on the water birds if it regularly supports more than 20,000 water birds. The criterion 6, if it regularly supports 1% of the individuals in a population of one species or subspecies of water bird. The specific criteria based on fish, criteria 7, that is if it supports a significant proportions of indigenous fish subspecies, species of families, life history stages, etc. The criteria 8 says if it is an important source of food for fishes, spawning ground, nursery or migrating path which fish stocks either within the wetland or elsewhere depend. The specific criteria based on the other taxa, it is about the criteria 9. That is, if it regularly supports 1% of the individual in a population of one species or subspecies of wetlands, depending on non-avian or animal species. Coming to the Ramsar Conventions, it came into force in India. When it came into force in India? It came into force in India in February 1st, 1982. Now India holds 64 wetlands, not 54, it is 64 wetlands, the highest in South Asia. Now we have a confusion about what are the Montreux record and this Ramsar Convention. What is the difference? Montreux record, it is the register of wetland sites on the list of the Ramsar wetlands of international importance, where changes in ecological characters are occurring, that have occurred or likely to occur as a result of the technological developments, pollution or other human interference. And it is maintained as part of Ramsar list, and only 2 sites are included in the Montreux list. They are the Keoladeo National Park of Rajasthan as well as the Loktak Lake of Manipur. It is the largest freshwater lake in northeast of India. It is not known for its floating circular swamps, which are called as the Fumdis. In the figure you can see it. The Ramsar tag helps to develop and maintain an international network of wetlands which are important for its conservation. So the overall idea is about the conservation of the global biological diversity species like reptiles, birds, amphibians, fishes, mammals, invertebrates, etc. What are the benefits of wetlands? And this water in wetlands can be either freshwater, brackish or salt water. Okay. And what are the benefits of wetlands? These wetlands provides improved water quality, it controls the erosion and also the flood, it helps in climate control, habitat enhancement, it helps in water supply, groundwater recharge, water purification, food resources, recreations, etc. Now, a wetland is an area of land that is either covered by water or saturated with water, that we have discussed earlier. The water that is often groundwater, it is mainly seeping from an aquifer or spring. A wetlands water can also come from a nearby river or a lake. And if you have enough time, you can go through these things. These are also important. Then coming to the types of wetlands. There are so many types. The first one we can say it is a swamp. A swamp means an area of low-lying, uncultivated ground where water is collected. It is also considered as a wetland, a type of wetland. Here we can see the forested areas of the hardwood trees. The second one is the marshes. The marshes are the wetlands which forms a flat grassy river near river mouths, because plant growth, we can say the plant growths along the coastlines of the tropics, swamps, etc. The peat is a valuable fuel. It is also found here. Then there comes the bogs. What are bogs? Bogs are an area of wet, muddy ground that is too soft to support a heavy body. So these are the types of the wetlands. And the most important one is these are the paradise for migratory birds. The factors that are threat to wetlands. Let's check out what are the factors that causes threat to the wetlands. They are the human activities like pollution, then climate change. Due to the climate change, it also affects the wetlands. Urbanization, that means encroachment of the land for housing, industrial purposes, etc. Overexploitation of the resources. All these are the factors that causes a threat to wetlands. For additional information, World Wetland Day celebrated every 2nd of February, and February 2021 marked the 50th anniversary of the Ramsar Convention, and India established a Center for Wetland Conservation and Management Authority, which is the first in the country, and the theme for 2022 edition was Wetlands Action for People and Nature. We know India signed its Ramsar Convention on February 1st, 1982. Let's go some more deeper. The 2022 declare Ramsar Sites, Khijadiya Wildlife Sanctuary in Gujarat, Bakhira Wildlife Sanctuary in Uttar Pradesh. The 2021 Ramsar Sites are Haidarpur Wetlands in Uttar Pradesh, and it is the 47th Ramsar Site which was declared in December 2021. The 4 new sites that have been added to the list of Ramsar sites in August 2021. This includes the Sultanpur National Park, Gurugram, Haryana, and this park is famous for its migratory as well as the resident birds. The Bhindavas Wildlife Sanctuary, Haryana, Thol Lake Wildlife Sanctuary, Gujarat, Vatvana Wetland, Vadodara, that is in Gujarat. In 2020, the Sorkar Wetland Complex, then November 2020, Lonar Lake of Maharashtra and the Sur Sarovar Lake of Agra. Then Uttarakhand, it is 2020, Asan Barrage. Then Kanwar Lake or Kabal Tal in Bihar. In Kolkata, it is, we know, that's Sundarbans. And so these are very much details about the wetlands of the country, of our country. A total it keeps 64 types, 64 in number. And so here we ends with the 64 types of wetlands. Thank you.